Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away. ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Hey Indian fans, did you know you're eligible to join the United First Federal Credit Union? We are your hometown financial institution offering services such as online banking, mobile deposit, free checking, and much more. And if you're in the market to purchase a vehicle, our auto loan rates start as low as 2.99 for those who qualify. We are conveniently located at 3773 2nd Street South in Folkestone. Federally insured by NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Good evening and welcome to the Coach Murray Show. I'm Adam Bell along with Indians head coach Russ Murray. We're going to take a look back at Atkinson County coach. But first, real quick, we just did a Braves game live. They tore up Fernandina 42-6 just now.
Yeah, they did a good job. They've got some pretty good players at that level, and I was impressed. I saw we had practice, so I got to see the second half, and I got to see a couple long passes, some good defensive plays, and a young kid that took off and ran about 65 yards there at the end for a touchdown. They've been playing pretty well, I believe, this year. I think they've lost one game.
Yeah, it was 42-6.
Yeah,
and at one point in the first half, I know you were practicing. I don't know if you got to see the first half or not. We were streaming it. But at one point, the Braves had scored 24 points on 7 offensive plays.
No, that's fantastic.
So
yeah,
they were getting it done down there, Coach.
Maybe some of that will rub off on us. But
going to pull them all up
yeah.
and get them initiated into some varsity football.
Right.
No, I'm messing with you, Coach. But tonight we got Atkinson County Rebels. Me and Coach Cruz and Albert Thornton were talking about before the game Thursday night how we'd love to see the Indians come out fired up, and they did just that Friday night. Jumped out on a 14-0 lead quick.
Right. We jumped out early and had a lead, and just we had a good first half. We ended the half. I think we had to go about the distance of the field with about 2:30 left in the half, and we went all the way down, took it and scored, and went up 20-14 at the half. And gosh, you look back at it, we didn't get 2 of the 2-point conversions, and if we get one of them, we hold off a win. Yeah. And we got in that situation where we don't have a kicker right now. We got a sophomore kicker, Wyatt Cruz. I think he's going to get that spot, but he got sick last week and he missed a couple days. And down toward the end of the game, it was sitting at 4th and 5. It was within his range, but he hadn't really seen a lot of fire, and it wouldn't be in a good situation for him. So we thought we had the play called, and we were just one play. It seems like it's always that way. One block away, and we probably would at least got the first down. But we just got to keep grinding, and I'm proud of their effort.
I thought it was a very good effort, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we had some guys really step and play on defense well. Marcel Maxwell probably had the best overall game that he's played this year. Playing from that what we call a dog spot, and this outside linebacker. He did a good job. A lot of it, the good job was saying is containing and doing his assignments, not necessarily tackles. That's kind of what we look at. Everybody thinks you get the tackles, that's where you're doing a great job. Well, that's true, but a lot of your, where they grade out well is if they're doing their assignments, and pushing them and forcing people into other people. So other people can make the tackles. But he played real well, and we scored a defensive touchdown. Caleb Milton picked up a fumble, and it's the third play of the game. He scored. He picked their third player there. They had the ball first, and he scooped and scored there. And Braden Wittenberg's just been a solid guy for us. We've had 4 games, and he's been the leading tackler in all 4 games, and he's just continued
getting
to
it done there at
us.
the middle spot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. This year, last year he played a little bit, but this year we've had to depend on him. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And he's doing fairly well. I'm sure he'll tell you this, and his dad, who was our defense coordinator, says, we need more out of him. But, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, that's tough when your dad's the defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His dad would get on to him at practice, and, just ream him sometimes. And I'm always the guy when that happens to come up and kind of, console him a little bit, and say it'll be all right. But when it's your dad doing it, it's kind of, hey,
where's the dad kick in?
Can't say much. But Coach Wittenberg does Coach Gabe, Gabe does an excellent job doing what he does, and I'm so happy to have him, as our coordinator.
Well, that first half, you were talking about the Najee Smith fumble recovery. Let's show you that real quick.
Najee Smith?
I thought it was or Smith, wasn't it?
No, that was Caleb Milton. Caleb Milton scooped and scored that. 15, not 16, 15. Sometimes the numbers are hard, especially on those away jerseys, are hard to see. Yeah, he comes from the back side. He kind of looked up into it. As we look on film, he really didn't do what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to be coming hard, and you see how he held back a little bit, but, it worked out. The opportunity was there, and he took it. But, that was a great way to get things started, and certainly
it really was. You jump out hot, 6-0 right out of the gate, and that was a big play right there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we challenged our kids to go there and play hard, and they did play hard. But there's 1,000 things you can think of when you lose by a point. And there's a lot of it's on us as coaches. And it's on the players too. But. Just that one point, if we could have found it, that'd been great.
We had the lead in the second half, and in the entire second half, we had them shut down. Just one play on that 4th and long, they scored, and that was the difference.
That is true. The guy drug us, and we've been really our tackling has been improving, but we're just having a tough time blocking and tackling, and that's the main part of the game, and maybe that comes from our inexperience, but. And we've really been doing I think an adequate job, during the week trying to get better at tackling and blocking, and we are getting a little bit better. But there's still a lot of room for improvement, and and that's what we're striving to do.
I thought it was a great game. You obviously want to come out there with a win, but the level of play, especially the way we started, because it seemed like after Frederica, it seemed like we really didn't kick in until the second half, and then this Friday night. We were out of the gate.
We started,
hard.
we started, and that's what we had challenged them to do. We had the off week, and we said we got to get started. We can't wait around the second half. We're down by 3 scores. We don't stand a chance in because you can't trade scores when you get down by 2 or 3 scores. Right. You got to try to score first, obviously, or answer their score, stay within within at least 1 score, so at the end you can. We had our chances. We had to go 90 yards, and I thought we almost got hit Zarian on that pass, and it just was a little bit past his fingertips. And a lot of people,
oh man,
it goes back. Zarian's a senior. He's one of the best looking kids we got on the field because he's 6'4", But Ryan, this is his first year ever playing football.
Yeah.
So, we're dealing with a freshman, basically a freshman, him too. But what a great kid. And, he tries, he works every day. Yes, you don't hear much out of him. And I think this football is really going to help Coach Bailey out there on the basketball court because he's gotten tougher and stuff. And I'm going to be excited. Of course, I want us to play football forever, but I'm going to be excited to watch him this year, see the improvement from last year. But, like I said, we just got to keep grinding at it.
Yeah, I know when King dropped back for that long pass there in the fourth, and I saw Zarian about 4 yards past his guy. I said, "Oh man, we won the game!" And
he threw it just beyond him, and that happens,
that's part of it.
And we really worked a little bit, took more passing. We feel like we might have to do that a little bit more because our number one running back, Tony Cobb, is always just banged up and banged up.
About him. How's he doing?
And well, he's banged up. It was his thigh. Now it's his ankle. But that's opened up an opportunity for Jalen Lilly, who's almost had 100 yards in the last 2 games. He rushed for 92 against Appleton, and I think he rushed for 87 maybe against ATCO, and he's going to be a great one. But he's getting better every day, kind of reading his blocks and his assignments, and he's getting the opportunity to play to get better. But we will be a better team when we get Cobb back 100% for sure.
Speaking of Cobb, while you're talking about Cobb, let me show you which I know you've probably seen it. That catch.
Oh, this was an excellent catch. That he had the concentration to stay on it. Many kids would have dropped this because you could hear a pop. He took a lick on this, and this was on the drive we scored. I believe we scored at right here at the end of the half. Boom, he took a lick, but he had to come. Yeah, and that gained him up a little bit, but later on he gets his ankle twisted. ATCO has some big boys, and we got some big boys too. And you get down there in the pile with all of them, things can get twisted and turned the wrong way, and that's what happened to him. And he's been working with Coach Westerbeck, our trainer, all week, this week, today, and yesterday, trying to get that thing back, and he's doing all kind of exercises, pulling on him and getting him to run and stuff like that. Maybe he'll get right here.
Well, I know you had Lily in there, and Lily did a real good job filling in for him. Here's that first touchdown that Lily had on the night this past Friday, going off that left side.
Yeah,
he felt something over on that left side Friday night.
Yeah, and but it seemed like we were running better. A lot of teams are right-handed teams. It seems like we might be a left-handed team, but it does. You notice we switch our guys. We have a strong and a weak side, and we still run plays to the weak side. And most of them is run to the strong side. But everybody knows that. It's not a secret. But we got a lot of plays designed to go to the weak side too. But we switch our guys. If you see them come out of the huddle, they're always crossing. And that's part of what we do with this offense. You have a quick side and you have a strong side. And it just happened to be working on the left side. Marcel Maxwell, he plays wing. I talked about him on defense, but he did a good job blocking on offense. And we had, it wasn't. We won't say it's their fault by any means, but there was a lot of. We got several bad. I say bad because it happened in a bad situation, holding calls, and I've yet to see them on film. And
that makes
two
it crazy,
two of them were pancakes. Oh yeah, no, most definitely. And but I tell you what, that game's fast out there. We can look at it on film 100 times. Of course, we're going to see it on film, but when it's happening, it's fast. It's fast out there. And high school's a lot. We watched the junior high play. It's quick out there, but you get to varsity level, it's fast, and it even gets faster. If you move on up to the 7A, their game's faster, and you get to college, it's faster, and then different levels of college, like Georgia and Notre Dame, we all look at it, and see, why didn't he do that? Well, it's split second. He's got to make the decision and do it. And
you don't have the advantage of like I do sitting up there in the press box.
I saw a meme the other day. The best place to coach. They had a picture of the bleachers, and they had somebody's sofa. Or not sofa, a lazy boy, and it's quick out there, and our kids are relatively inexperienced, pretty much, and they're learning. And Lily is like I said, he's learning. He's to read his blocks and trust his blocks, because a lot of times the hole's not there, but you got somebody coming over to block. you need to pick that guy. You need to be looking straight ahead. You need to be watching your guy and running his backside. And he's starting to learn that. And, he's going to be a weapon for us in the next few years for sure.
Good deal. Well, let's take a look at his other touchdown. Well, this is actually one that got called back. That probably would have given us a lead for good.
It was up for a holding call. Yeah, I know what you're talking about right here. Yeah.
And was this one of the plays you saw that you couldn't find the hold?
Well, they end up calling a holding call on 9 down there, and you can see I don't see the hold. But I'm looking at it through here, and if I was probably NCAA right now or NFL, I'd be getting fined for what I'm saying. But it's fast though. Those guys have to look at it the way they look at it, and it's it can be tough. You got to make the call right then. And in high school, you don't have the advantage of being able to reverse your calls. If you make them, you got to stick with them. And I umpired some baseball before, and you got to stick with your calls. I've made a ton of bad calls. I made some good calls, but it is what it is. That definitely didn't cost us the game. We had our chances over and over again.
With a little off topic, but with more and more of us streaming, I know we have an entire network covering Region 2 now with the Backroad Sports that I'm a part of. Do you foresee a time when the streamers would be able to use our replays for official review?
Well,
we have to have enough cameras to do that.
Well, I don't know if it would ever be that in Class A because, you notice we don't have a board, with cameras.
True.
If we could have it probably, with the technology is here because we conversate back and forth with iPads and cell phones, and other places, you saw Appling come over with the tent. They have a TV set up and they run their film.
Well, Coach, I can
continuous.
put a TV up here for the official that sits up here.
Right. But I really don't like that too much. We just let it be settled on the field.
Let it go as it called.
Yeah, I do, and sometimes you win them and sometimes you lose them that way. But I like the human factor being in it.
Keep the human factor in it.
Yeah, it could be. I just wouldn't want to be always dependent on a replay. Hey, let's just take care of ourselves. Let's don't worry about maybe we can get that over. Maybe we get that overturned. No, let's just play it on the field. That.
I hear you. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
Been that way forever. Real quick, Coach, before we move on, I know you've got some stats over there you want to hit on. I wanted to show you this touchdown reception by Clark in the back of the end zone. Tammy got a great steal shot of that.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, he was right there, but
Saquon always ends up in the right spot at the right time somehow. And Jalen's getting better with his throwing. And
that was a great throw, right where it had to be, too, because it was in coverage.
Yeah,
you see, he practically double covered in there.
Yeah,
I like the way he stepped up in the pocket.
Yeah, he does a good job about that. Right now he's not a great runner. You can see that he'll take off and he'll get called after about 4 or 5. We've been used to our quarterbacks, like AJ was and Dwight was. If they take off, they're going to get 12, 15 yards. Mm-hmm. But he's going to learn that, and he tries to be shifty a little bit more than straight on. He's a basketball player, so he'll be running up and down the basketball court, getting quicker. And I hope this spring he'll be a track guy. Yeah. And I really do, and I think he'll get better with that. But you talking about pocket presence, he's got a lot of that. He'll step up in the pocket and shift himself around. He's not afraid of being in there, which, even for an older quarterback is tough to teach. But he does a good job sliding up in the pocket when he needs to, and still trying to deliver a throw.
I'm a firm believer in the track, which we always had AJ running track, especially for the skill position guys because of the starts.
Oh yeah.
When you have to start fast, and that translates directly to the football.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it does. Routes. Well, another thing it does too is they do a lot of running.
Yeah.
A lot of running just to prepare for, a 15-second event or maybe a 2-minute event. They run for hours, just trying to, for that one race. So they're building up their endurance and being able to get those quick start muscles going and stuff. And especially if they're not playing baseball or other, events during sports during the spring. Yeah, they need to be doing track.
That's a great way to stay active.
That complements their football play. That's you talk to coaches all over the place. The winter sport that complements the most probably is wrestling. And then the spring sport that complements the most is probably track.
Yeah.
and you compete in track. You gotta, you compete not only with your teammates, but when you go to track meets. I mean, all it is competing, and that's something that we got to get back going. The competition. That I remember when I first started around here, we had guys, man, they'd compete playing checkers. You'd think they were playing a Super Bowl about checkers. It's crazy. It almost come to blows with them.
Beat each other.
They didn't like to lose, and it's gotten to the point where it's getting a little bit better, but competition's not in their blood anymore, and we got to get that back. We're trying to instill that, and this younger bunch, they've got that, and I hope that we can continue to foster that and make it something.
Coach, I know you've got some stats over there. You have
well, I don't really have stats per se, but we had some guys, and I've talked about the defensive guys that stood out, but on offense, we've talked about both the Jalen's. Jalen Lilly on offense, running the ball. He had a tough fumble, but he was just fighting for yards on that. But he rushed pretty well. I think he had like 87 yards. I'm pretty sure. But then he had the scores, and then Jalen King threw the ball a little bit better than he had, and I thought our offensive line played better. Yeah. As you look out on film, a lot of times and I coached offensive line for years here, and they're kind of the first guys to hear the jeers, and they're the last one to hear the cheers.
Yeah.
They never get their name mentioned, but it's them. I mean, their whole game is about for somebody else. They're the only guy that touches the ball is the center, and they give up everything just so somebody else can have some glory. And we see on film, we've been seeing this for the last couple of weeks, where they're doing their block of seams where they're supposed to, and we got seams. We show them on film. Coach Zach does a great job when he reviews the film, and we show it to the kids, and he shares it with them. He's showing the backs exactly where they open up the holes. Mm-hmm. And the backs have to hit it. And that's some of the things that, with our young backs are learning, like Jalen's learning, oh, well, that's where it is. I was supposed to find that guard and go up. But I thought they played overall better than they had, and they're getting better. Yeah. And, we got 4 new starters there. The only one that came back was Grayson Carter, and he was the only one with any experience, as far as playing. And they did a better job this week, and I hope we're going to get better. And we, like I said, we're just taking steps to get in that direction. Hopefully it'll come. And I believe people around here are patient. They're used to winning, and so am I. And it just, kind of see it maybe being coming this way, but we don't like it. And we're in that field house every day, and we're out in that practice field. We're fighting. We're fighting for it not to go on. But who knows what happens? And we got 6 more games left. Who knows?
Well, the kids are buying it because you can tell there's not they're together. I'm trying to find the word.
They're a cohesive group, and they're trying to stay positive. I mean, just like any team, when we finished our 35th practice today, and you've been around each other all summer, and in the spring, and in the weight room somewhat this winter, and the personalities clash sometimes, and I'll tell you right now, today wasn't a good day, but I'm hoping tomorrow we bounce back and we get it, because they do love each other. They love the game, and you got to have that as a team. You got to have some respect and love for each other. If not, you're not going to be worth a darn, And they're working. They're working. All the Indian Nation just got to just be behind them, because they're working harder than a lot of teams. I've been here for 25 years, and a lot of teams that I've coached on, they work hard, and that was kind of the thing, it was like I told them Friday, the points that we gave up, we gave them. We can't afford to do that. We have to work for everything we get, so we must make our opponent work for everything too, and they're working, and I'm they're doing it not only in on the football field, but they're coming to school like they're supposed to. They're behaving, more so than they have in the past, because your football players are kind of always on the edge anyway. Not bad, but just little stuff, and we're not, I think we had our second detention this whole, we've been in 6 weeks, second detention, and it was for tardy, and I was just like, what in the world? So I'm excited about them doing that, and that's going to reflect on their play too.
It reflects on the team.
Yeah, that's right. And so we're making some strides with the program that, you might not be able to see right now, but it's you know, it's kind of like that flower. It's that bud. It's going to blow up, and everybody's going to see it. At least I'm hoping. That's what we're striving for anyway.
No doubt about it. Let me show you real quick before we start talking about Turner. No senior spotlights tonight because we only have a few seniors. I'm trying to stretch them out over the season. But I did a youth football this Saturday, Coach.
Oh, yeah?
8 and under, guy. And I want you to check out this touchdown pass. These little dudes are 8 and under now. This is from the Glover Brothers Tigers game.
Oh, yeah, they're over there practicing.
Yeah, these little guys out here in the swamp Saturday. Check out this touchdown pass. 8 years old ago, Coach. From about, 13 yards out?
Boom, wide open.
Look at that. Wide open.
Good stuff right there.
That's pretty awesome. 8 and under football right there. Future Indians.
Yeah, hopefully.
He'll be on the field with you in, I guess, about 7 years, 8 years, something like that?
Well, if they're 8 and under, so 7 years. Yeah. 15 years old, 14, 15. So.
All right. Well, let's dive into Turner County since no senior spotlights tonight. They came from behind the other night. They were at Telfair.
Oh yeah.
Playing Telfair. Had to go to overtime to do it, but they come out victorious over the Trojans.
Yeah, they I think Telfair kicked a field goal in overtime no, they missed the field goal, I believe. But anyway, the first play that Turner ran from the 25, they ran it all the way in for a touchdown. And they're very athletic, They're similar to ATCO, probably a little bit more athletic, and they obviously they know how to run. They know how to run to the ball on defense, and they like to throw, and they've always been super athletic, and we've always had a tough time playing them over there.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Is that trip
They beat us. Maybe 2 or 3 times in a row. We went through a stretch there. We beat them at home, and we go over there and they beat us pretty well a couple of times over there because they put on them orange jerseys a lot of times, and maybe they won't be wearing orange. They'll be wearing blue.
We finally got that monkey off our back in 17.
Yeah, we beat them last time we were over there, and hopefully we can continue to do that. But it's going to take an effort, and even and I hope the guys come out and play even to a higher degree than we came out and played last week, and we just got to maintain that, and that's a sign of I keep saying a young team. We're not really that terribly young, but we're just
grown up a lot in 4 weeks.
Well, we're just inexperienced, and Mark, and some of it falls on us as coaches too, is what do we got to do to try to get them there, and we switched up some things this week too, and hopefully it'll show up over there in Ashburn. But yes, that is a ride. It's not as bad as Wilcox, but it's a ride.
I know we're gonna expect what we always expect out of Turner: athletic, fast, probably fast out on the ends. I know you've probably already seen film on them. Anybody particular? I know in the past they've had players like Moore that used to stand out. Do they have that standout guy this year?
I can't. I'm just impressed by a lot of them.
Yeah.
More so, used to when I watched film up till this year. I very seldom watched their offense because I was concerned about the defense front blocking his offensive line coach, and I very seldom watched anybody outside the box. But now I'm watching all that film, and I'm like, woof. They got a lot of guys that can run.
They're all over.
They look good in the uniform. They look like some of them should be playing in college. They just and some of them probably will be one day. They got some young kids, and I think they're actually playing their quarterback maybe like a sophomore, but I'm not sure about that. I know they've had to switch quarterbacks a couple times and for whatever reason, but we'll just go over there and grind it out.
Do what we got to do.
That's right.
That's like you say, what about a 3-hour road trip? Now the Indians, y'all doing meals here on that trip? Because I know last week y'all were requesting help, or are you going to go on the road?
Well, last week we ate here. And I want to give a shout out to Miss Kim Batten at the Burger King. Her and her crew, they donated some chicken sandwiches to us, and our kids enjoyed that. It was kind of a different thing for them, and we had to hurry and get on the road so that didn't have to worry about a lot of kitchen cleanup and stuff. Mm-hmm. No, we plan on trying to eat on the road because when we leave here, it kind of be too early for a pregame meal, and we try to break, we hadn't got everything, the logistics lined up about that. Me and my quarterback club.
Break up that ride.
That's right. And we got to make those plans, but that's what we intend on doing.
get off that bus and stretch the legs a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, that's always good. And we get there a little bit earlier for long games like that, so we can do that. Stretch out a little bit.
All right, we had Braves today. They won big, like we talked about early in the show, 42-6. B-team.
Yeah, with JV, we're going over to Callahan, play West Nassau, 6 o'clock Thursday night.
6 o'clock Thursday.
Yeah, they like to play them. Down in Florida, they put on a show on JV. It's nice for the kids because, those JV kids put on, just as much work in as the varsity kids.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And they, and they'll have, they'll be running out of their helmet blown up and stuff like it. It'll be just like a varsity game, sort of. We'll go over there and play them. And they're always, Coach Armstrong has those guys coached up. And, we'll just see it, get a chance for our guys that usually run scout and stuff like that, get them a chance to play. And we go over there Thursday night and play.
That's a nice place to play down there, too.
Yeah, that's a nice place. Yeah, that's where
where
those Pumas play, right? They play there, the Pumas play? Is that where they play, the Pumas? The girls play there?
Yeah, it would be the home of the Avengers this year.
Oh, they're the Avengers now?
There's a little
split
there.
Okay.
Little split there. The Pumas moved to another league. The Avengers are
okay.
The Avengers are staying, but they'll play their home games at West Nassau, and we'll be streaming. I've streamed there a bunch. You know that because I've watched it.
Yeah.
But it's a nice place to play. But I've committed to to Maidens and Telfair Thursday, so I won't be able to make that trip with you guys Thursday. But I know y'all go down there. And
I love watching our girls play softball, and at the beginning of the year when I had a chance to go see them, their game would be finished before we got through with practice. They start like at 4:30, and by 6 they had run ruled them. And they get to see them all, and now the last 2 games I've had at home, we've been on the road on JV, but it is what it is with that.
Yeah.
And
they'll pull up a game in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Coach Baxter, if he can find a ball game,
he will.
Find a ball game.
I don't understand about the power rankings why our girls are so low because they're. I guess I don't understand the way they do the baseball and softball, those power rankings, and I'm so glad. I hope they're getting rid of them for that, too. I know they're getting rid of them for football.
Did you see the rankings today?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're down all the way to number 20. I don't understand that, but it is what I don't know the formula for that.
I mean, the Maidens took Lanier to extra innings, barely lost a
Well, yeah, but it's the losses that's the key, though.
Yeah.
That's what hurts you. They don't look at the score. It's that, but I was just shocked that we're that low, but that's the way it works. It doesn't matter, it's kind of like, Coach Mack had always said it was our goal to try to get in the playoffs. You just want to get in the show. You want to, and if our girls get there, they got just as good a chance as everybody else. They just have to play the good ones early. You're eventually going to have to play the best of the best anyway, whether you play them early or you play them in the end. And the last time we played for the state championship in 2013, the second round game was against Seminole, who was ranked. They were number 1 in the power rankings. Yeah. And then we beat them pretty handily. And then the next week we had to go and play Irwin, who was a favorite to win it that year.
Yeah.
And we upset them, who they had beat us pretty good and already earlier in the season. So you just want to get in the show. That's kind of what we're. That's what we're trying to do. It's going to be tough because losing the other night hurt us big time for that. And but who knows if we could get on something here, and if we just get in, maybe something happen. And that's the same thing with our girls. And I wish Coach Baxter and the girls all look that can be possibly given to them. If they just get in there.
Yep.
If they get in there, things can happen. And they got a great shot to end. They're in right now, but. They just take care of these last few games, and they got some games against some 5 and 6A teams there. I think Brunswick and Glenn there at the end, if they can win those. I'm not sure how that factors in with the bigger A's or whatever, but if they can get those games, they can quite possibly see their rankings go up. But
I know whoever draws the Maidens in the playoffs is going to get the best number 20 team they've ever seen.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. And it's like I said. Even I'd take if they take 24 teams to get into playoffs. I'd much rather be 24th than not at all 25th.
No
I'd rather
doubt.
be in. Because you just want to get in the show. If you get in there, things can happen.
And take care of business.
Yeah, that's right.
Like quarterback club, anything going on with that? Right?
Well, right now, no. But we're still, after I want to get, every week we kind of come in and watch film, and talk like we did.
I on that tonight. I'm sorry about that.
Well, that's all right. We didn't really make a plan to do that. We just got to get, if somebody gets fired up to do it, I'll say, heck yeah, I got the keys to the field house. We'll go in there and watch it. But, I didn't really hear any response to it. But there's, I hear people call and I'll say, well, I'll let you know. But we'll try to kick that thing in. I'm hoping I'll say here, I'll talk it up. Maybe next Tuesday we can sit around and ask questions and watch what's going on. Watch these guys grow. And a lot of the guys that show up are real supportive of that, and they know where we are, and just watching these kids grow. I think they're going to take a lot of enjoyment out of that in the end, a couple of years hopefully.
All right. Anything else you got you need to hit on, Coach, before we head out?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot,
yes,
as usual.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you Thursday down in Callahan with the B team versus the Warriors. Friday night, CSM will be with you on that trip up to Ashburn.
All right, sounds great.
All right, thank y'all for watching the Coach Murray Show. Y'all have a great week, everybody.
The reason why we're South Georgia's automotive superstore.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevy,
Nissan on the east side.
Walker Jones Used Car Mega Center.
GMC.
Coming soon, the all-new Walker Jones Honda.
Toyota.
We've got it all, so why shop anywhere else?
Charlton Electric, now serving Charlton and surrounding counties. With over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services, our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades, mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixture installations, and much more. Call us today for an estimate at 912-276-7661.
Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. Foreign car parts, big truck operators, they have you covered as well, with belts, seals, hoses, rental supplies, and so much more. They even have mower parts. Please stop by today and see the whole crew. Dave, Stephen, Miss Joe, Miss Pam, Little Sammy, and Big Sammy at Folkestone Auto Supply.
Whistle & Dixie Custom Framing and Unique Gifts and Cafe is located at 3742 Main Street in downtown Folkestone, Georgia. Lunches are served on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come join the fun food and fellowship whether you're a local, tourist, or a Royal fan. We also serve Bluebell ice cream, coffees, and lattes. While dining, feel free to browse around as we also have custom framing, train art, custom t-shirts, and unique gifts. Looking for a real lodging? You can also stay at the Chessie Caboose or the Peaks Cabin. Come see us.
Thrift Farm and Feed, located at 43 Depot Street in Folkestone, is owned and operated by Tim Birchall. Tim invites you to come by and check out his selection of Georgia boots, cactus ropes, and Rocky boots. They also have a full selection of livestock feeds, Showtime dog foods, and hardware. The Birchall family is proud of number 4, Scott Birchall, and wish the Indians good luck this season.
El Cheapo Folkestone, located on US 1 South across from Dairy Queen. They have the lowest gas prices in town, along with discount beverages and a huge selection of lottery tickets. They're a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network, and they wish the Maidens and Indians the best of luck in the playoffs. Stop in, fill up, and tell them CSN sent you.